guys, welcome to my first video. So this first video is going to be showing clips from my interview with Felipe Zapata. Felipe Zapata is an associate professor for ecology and evolutionary biology at UCLA. Fun fact, he also worked on the movie Encanto and he's seen in the end credits. He worked on consulting for the different types of flora and fauna found in the movie since he is actually from Colombia. So this video is going to be focused on internships, what he told me in our interview about the importance of internships, why it's so important in biology, what he learned from his experience getting internships and in the field. So basically this is one of a series of videos I'm going to be making, basically analyzing clips of a certain group. So like for example, this one's on internships, another one's going to be about networking, another one might be about like habits or something like that. But yeah, this one's about internships. These are the clips that I found the most helpful. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
I enrolled in the biology program that I started to look for opportunities in my university to work with faculty members and ask them about opportunities to help or to support any kind of research, and getting with my friends and my peers. Basically, we were excited about learning about new things and looking for opportunities to do whatever we could to get more exposure to science and participating in groups, in reading groups, and going to the field. So going to the field a lot and learning about sort of biodiversity by being there. So those experiences really helped me at the beginning. And then towards the end of my career as an undergrad, where they were doing what I do today, which is plant evolution. So I joined that faculty member who had started a more or less new lab when he moved to Colombia to teach at that university. So that was a huge step for me to be able to join his lab. He gave me access to many things like a library, to learn journals that I hadn't seen before. He and I stayed in touch with the professor, and he invited me to be a teaching assistant later on. And all these different things really helped me and sort of set up me for going abroad and try to study in the US, kind of in that vein. So I think that in that context, in the fieldwork is very critical for what we do. And of course, in our fields, like for example, people who study, I don't know, more molecular biology or cellular biology, the lab work is critical for some of the questions, right? Because that's where they see the processes that they are interested operating. So they can learn the techniques to answer questions in molecular biology by just being in the lab. The activities that are kind of linked to where the questions come from in that particular field are critical for you to develop kind of the skills and the motivation and the creativity to think about fundamental questions in those fields. Yeah, that's a really good point. So there are many things that I look for in those emails. The first one is that there is some sort of like genuine interest to be in my lab or to work with me. That one is not super easy to see, but sometimes it's relatively easy to see when a student when it's written in a way that you can clearly understand that this is genuinely somebody who likes the types of questions that we ask or the organisms that we study. And sometimes I have been really amazed with students, high school students, who have emailed me that they have even read some of the papers that we publish in my lab. And it's not only people who just want to be, for example, in LA or at UCLA because it's sounds cool to be in LA, but it's more like they are interested in exactly what we do and how we do it. So I look for those kind of signs, previous experiences. So if a student, for example, has done some work in the past, that's also really kind of impressive in my mind. Students sometimes send the grades. I don't pay too much attention to grades. I think that grades could be misleading in many ways. I like more people who are truly interested and that they show like a passion for something. So that's me personally, how I approach these things.
So those were the clips on interviews that I found helpful. Make sure to comment down below the clips and kind of like questions you found the most helpful so that I can kind of keep asking those questions or come up with new questions to ask my interview subjects. Also, make sure to comment on any part that you might be confused about that you want me to cover on Issa's takeaways, and I'll make sure I get to it. Also, as well as just sharing the clips, I'm actually going to be creating a series of videos called Issa's takeaways, and basically what I'm going to be doing there is analyzing specific clips that I find helpful and just talk about like what I get from them. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to share this with people who you think would be interested in this kind of content, people who want to start building their resume, want to get internships, etc. And yeah, see you guys next week.